So basically throughout this video I'm going to be teaching you how to tune, the parts of tuning, tuning problems that people see, and yeah, as you might come by, as you see, some of these things might be locked, like the downforce on the rear, and that is all about whether or not how many upgrades you did. If you want to do upgrade, if you want to tune your transmission, obviously you need to have the race transmission or it's not going to work. Same with camber. If you want to, you know, do your camber and all that, you have to have your roll bars, your brakes, your tires, all that has to be fixed. Same with all the other stuff. If you want to upgrade a certain part, like aero and downforce, then you need to have a certain wing. Obviously for rear downforce, I would need this, but I'm just going to roll with this for now. So that's the first problem that you guys might have come to. I put this in the beginning of the video, starting right now. Alright, so we're going to abandon this. I didn't do anything anyway. Okay, so those were some of the problems that you might have gone into. Now, I'm going to teach you what everything is for and maybe how to do it. Tire pressure, obviously, what it's going to do is, if you do the lower tire pressure, you are going to have more grip, but it's going to heat up faster, but it won't last as long. If you do more of this, it takes a little while for the tires to heat up, so maybe you don't do this on a track car. You could do this maybe on something like off-roading, but then it grips better. Gearing is a little bit difficult. Sometimes I kind of like free guess it, but basically, if you look on the bottom right of your screen right now, you can see the RPMs, you see the miles per hour. Basically, what you want to do is, you see the top speed of this car is 268, so I want to have the end of 6th gear come around that, or the beginning or whatever. So if you shorten up your gears a little bit, your car will go faster on the straights, and you see the final drive. If you fix that, that'd be like that. Obviously, let's see what that does now. That brought our top speed, see, it brought our top speed down because our final drive went up. If you put it back, obviously, speed, the more you go left is the more speed, the more you go right is the more acceleration. For drift builds, which is going to be next video, obviously you might lengthen 3rd gear a little bit more than all the other gears because that's the gear you like to drift in. Next one, for alignment, camber, it's different because this is where cars kind of like differ. You can put way positive camber in the front if you're going to do a drift build. Same with the back, your toe, it depends how much you get. You might get better grip doing a 0.1. I usually like to do that. And the front caster, same with this, it increases your straight line stability. Maybe if you want to do better at turns, you know, maybe you put it towards this way or whatever. But if you want to like, with a positive, basically the steering is going to be inclined in the rear road because the negative will like compress the tires or whatever. And then, yeah, basically it's just, your tire could be straight up or whatever. It'll also do with the camber. Next one, anti-roll bars. It's really the stability when you're turning. If you want it to be more soft, like when you're drifting, obviously you put it more soft. The stiffer it is, the more, I would say, it's hard to describe, but it's the more stiff it will be on a turn. It won't like sway as much, if that makes any sense. Springs, it's pretty much the same way. If it's softer, then you're going to bounce a bit more, obviously. And then, like if you take a jump, and if it's more stiff, it'll land better, whatever. Ride height, that is obvious. The lower is the faster, but you don't want to like hit the bumps too hard or whatever. Okay, how did this even happen? How is it supposed to? Okay. But that's that, for instance. Next one is dampening, and it's about the same thing that the rebound stiffness, because basically it's the suspension's rate of travel in the directions. So more stiff, you'll handle a bit better. Softer, you'll drift a bit better. Same with the bump stiffness, it does exactly the same thing. Aerodynamics, now this is a good one to mess around for. If you are going to be doing a drag race, or maybe a race with a lot of straights, well, you do that, and your car will go faster. As you see, that made our 0 to 60 go 0.1 seconds more. If you're on something like a circuit race, you might want to put more downforce into cornering. This is all how you want it, and it's all how the race is. Sometimes you can't change the rear, but that's whatever. The braking force, that's actually pretty simple. Your car has a displacement ratio, and some of them, like say it's 50-30% towards the rear. Well, you should probably put it 47% on the braking force so it brakes equally. And the braking force pressure, obviously you'll lock up a bit easier if you go higher. but it will take longer if you go lower. And differential, I still really haven't figured out differential too much. Obviously, if you want an open diff, you do this. One tire will spin faster than the other. Same with this. One tire will accelerate faster than the other. And this one, obviously, it's basically like the distribution. It says right there, distribution of drive torque. Want more torque to go in the back if you're rear wheel drive, front wheel drive, and one in the front all wheel drive. You rather mess around. Probably 60 is probably a good area for that. So now I'm going to tell you what I like to do. Since we're doing the drift tune tomorrow, I'm going to tell you what I do for maybe a track tune. So you would, put your PSI to 27, maybe PSI to 27 to gearing. I've already perfected this to the best I can do at 268. Once again, I just put a little bit more speed. I made first a little bit longer so you get better off the line acceleration, in my opinion there. The alignment, I have the camber here so I can keep the car relatively straight. I like to have negative 0.1 degree of toe in there. Anti-roll bars, I'd like to make them a little bit stiffer, obviously not too much. Springs, same with them, I like them to be a bit more stiff, not too much. The ride height, I'd like to go all the way down the fastest you can go. Dampening, I'd like that going up, same with the bumpiness. I really just put everything a little bit more stiff for a track car. And for this, I'm going to put 105 pounds there, and I'm going to put the braking force up to 105%, and the differential. For drifting, you make it 100-100. I'm going to keep this as an open diff. And yeah, that seems about good for that. So that's the end of this video. Until then, guys, I will see you tomorrow for how to do a drift tune. Till then, guys, peace.